Okay, hello. This is my first video that I've made like this, ever, so bear with me. Okay, so the thing that prompted me to make this video, I guess I should maybe introduce myself. My name is Jacqueline Sibona. I guess I'm an artist. I'm a server, and I make a lot of different stuff. So today I thought I would make this video. I've kind of been like thinking about it for a while. But basically what prompted me to make this video originally was the feud between the Vanguard and TYT, and kind of just like all the characters that are kind of surrounding that, such as Emma Vigeland, I'm probably saying her name wrong, Sam Cedar, Francesca Fiorentini, and Gavin and Zach and Anna and Jank. And I have some comments on what I think is going on, and I think it'll also kind of just spiral into being a rant of like what politically pisses me off. Pretty much starting with Elon Musk at the top and then like branching down, because like I think he's kind of like, I don't know, I think he's like the number one I think he's the number one problem. I think billionaires should be arrested for crimes against humanity, and I am going to work on an essay about that this year. I'm going to make that like part of my little passion project, because he pisses me off so much. And I don't know, I guess since I'm just talking about him to start with, like maybe I'll just go off like that. So throughout this video, I'm going to try to be like citing my sources. If anything, I'm probably going to like drop them and like put them in little links at the bottom of this video, so you can like kind of see what I'm talking about. But I'm probably not gonna like be pulling up clips as I go. I'm probably gonna be making references to things, and like I'm probably gonna miss out on certain things. Like I don't have like every single piece of information, but this is just somebody who has been like watching the news pretty much like every day. Like, not gonna lie, TYT and the Majority Report are probably my most like my go-tos, and I really need to get a little bit better about like branching out. So I've like been trying to lately, and what kind of piqued my attention in this fight was when what really got me, sorry about the siren, what really like got my attention with this fight is when Mayor Mondale Robinson stopped being a contributor, and he got very upset. His opinion is that they're being too sympathetic to Trump supporters, and that they're kind of just like being passive with it, and like being passive like about all the racism that's like happening, which I agree with. But I don't personally think that if you're a Trump supporter you're inherently racist. But I understand why he's upset, and in this video I feel like I'm gonna be very much like playing both sides, and also probably editing out me vaping, because if there is one thing me and Lauren Boebert have in common, it's vaping in the movie theater. I also think she's kind of gay for Winona Ryder, and I think Anna Kasparian is gay for Megyn Kelly, but that's neither here nor there. But I kind of get a notification on my phone every time another white girl is gay for another white girl. So yeah, that's how I know about that. But anyway, okay, I guess I'll get started on this little tangent that I'm having. So I'm gonna like be reading off my notebook right now. Let's just get started. I think that the Vanguard, I think their intentions are in the right place, but I think that they take a lot of videos out of context. Like, for example, they will be like, oh, like Cenk is like blowing up right now, like, oh, like he had a meltdown. Like, Cenk always does that, like literally, like all of like if you watch it every day, like he's not like having a meltdown. Like, this is just like how he is. And like same with Anna. And I definitely, like, they're really beating up on Anna, and I have my thoughts on it. Like, I have my critiques for her, but I think that they take a lot of what she says out of context, and, like, kind of just misconstrue what she's kind of saying. And I feel like if you do watch the show every day, like, I think that she is, like, genuinely speaking her truth. However, I feel like she, especially as of late, like, some things that I think she really needs to like clean up her shit on is like, I think that when she's kind of talking about like women's issues and like race related things, like she definitely has kind of like not really taken into consideration like women of color and things like that. And just in like some of the ways that like she addresses things. And I think that the discrepancy that's really happening is that like Jank and Anna like both come from my understanding, they both come from like working class families, like immigrant families, and like in a way they like really did get it out of the mud. Like they really like built themselves up. But I think they're kind of in a position in their careers where they're like kind of forgetting where they come from. And in a way, I'm kind of neither here nor there on this, but I think that she's kind of definitely like isolating herself a little bit. I've noticed that she just doesn't play well with other girls, probably especially Francesca Fiorentini. But I mean, when like she almost never goes on with other female contributors like Yasmin Khan or Sharon Reed, and I would really love to see them like all on a panel. Like I really want to know what like Sharon and Yaz think of Anna, and because like they'll be on the panel with like John, and they'll be on there with Jank and like other male contributors, but like they never go on with Anna. Only Waz goes on with Anna. And the Vanguard made a very good point about this, that it is probably because like Waz agrees with her the most, and like they're not going to argue as much on camera. And because Jank's gone in Europe, he's like on some, I don't know what he's doing. But also with that, they've been like, oh, Jank ran away. Like he's not. He's like a well-known guy. He's going to Europe. Like he's giving his talks, you know, this and that. Like I don't think he's running away from anything. And I just think that I would really like to see what Yasmin Khan and Sharon Reed think about these things. I know like Mira Mondale is like really upset with her for like putting out a story where she's like, oh, like I met like a Trump supporter that like lives next to me and he's like super nice and like this and that. And like I don't think there's anything like wrong with that. Like I have a lot of people that I'm close to in my life that like do not agree with me politically, and I'm almost like so silent on like actually what I think and believe that people think I'm like a libertarian or I'm just like not political. I don't know. I'm kind of done with like being quiet. I think my voice personally has value in this, because unlike the Vanguard, unlike TYT, I have nothing. I have no clout, guys. Like absolutely no clout. I have no money. I have no clout. I have nothing. And like this is like someone is like on the receiving end of like all the things that they talk about that are affecting the working class. And I mean, I had been on SNAP benefits, but I get this call. Like I called the number, and you want to hear it? I'll call them for you like right now. I'll totally call them for you right now. But yeah, they pretty much like revoked my SNAP benefits. And you know, people on the right will say like, oh, it's because like immigration and like this and that, and they're like taking your funds. And I guess like while I'm on that, I am a server, and I've been a server for pretty much as long as I've been legally allowed to, and especially like working in Chicago, in the city, I have like there are so many immigrants that work there, like undocumented and documented alike, and like like they're working like 12 hours, like no breaks. Like I mean, we all are, but like so are they. Like they come here and they work with like for 12 hours for no breaks. Like they want to be here, and they like want to contribute to society and like give their kids a better life, like just like pretty much anybody who's ever immigrated here like wanted. And I think there needs to be an easier pathway for legal immigration, like some sort of like, I feel like just the most like common sense, like obvious thing should be like some sort of like green card visa that like permits you to work legally. And like if you want to talk taxes, like sure, like you can deduct taxes out of their shit, but like it make it legal and easy for them to work here and like make a better life for themselves. Like I mean, you see like families with like little kids and stuff like selling candy on the side of the street. And I mean, I almost like okay, I might as well just say I think I have more sympathy for like immigrants that like are coming up here and like living on the streets than like American tweakers, to be honest with you, because like it's like you see these people and they're sober, like the immigrants that you see with like little kids on the street, like you can tell they're sober, like, and like they're just dogging it like really hard, and like I have like nothing to give them and I feel shitty about it. And but anyway, why I think my SNAP benefit, the right thinks it's because of that. And I think to like a degree there's always going to be like somebody like mooching off the welfare system, like blah 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 blah, like it's inevitably going to happen. But I mean the majority of people like myself like really do need it and like want, and like I pretty much like wake up, oh my god, like I don't even, yeah, I'm working like insanely hard for like no money. Like literally like most of my days like are me like running around the city of Chicago, like up and down the L, like for like $50 a day. And it's incredibly degrading. I mean, like I went to college. I'm the first one out of my family to like have a bachelor's degree, or like the first generation. And like I don't know, I've been like degraded, quid pro quoed the shit out of myself, like everything. And it's not fair to anyone, to all of, to like for all of us. It's so not fair. And this like kind of like gets into my like little Elon Musk rant, which everybody has gone on. But my project for myself for the year of 2025 is to write an essay on why, like I enjoyed writing essays in college, and I feel like I got a lot out of it, and I would like go crazy on like JSTOR in the library, and like I would have like a really good time with it. And luckily my school lets me as an alumni have like a lifelong pass to the library, which I need to use more, but maybe I would have more time for that if I wasn't dog poor and running around the city for like $50. And I feel like people, and this is a problem that I had in school, because I went to school with people who were a lot more wealthy, fortunate, wealthy than me. And I feel like art is just like a toy of the wealthy. Like my talents are just for you to exploit, because I don't have what you have, and like you can bring me up on your money and your talents. And I feel like I'm definitely like going through that. I'm like working on something that kind of is like reflective of that. But like I feel like my mad at the world phase was like truly like really strong, like probably like 2 or 3 years ago. And like I'm kind of just getting older and like letting go of some things, but I'm not all the way there yet. I'm still a little bit mad at the world, not gonna lie. But anyway, so here's what I think. 1 minute. Since I took a little break, I thought it would be a nice, fun little social experiment for me to call the EBT number on the back of my card and just have the world hear what it says, because this is some bullshit. And I have been like playing phone tag to try to get my benefits like reinstated again, and apparently I have like medical benefits that I have like no idea how to access. Because like I didn't know I applied for medical benefits. Like I was like I called them on the phone and I was like, what the hell, I like didn't even apply for this. But yeah, so I'm gonna call them right now, and just so you can like kind of hear what this is like. And you know, it's like incredibly degrading to like it's incredibly degrading. But anyway, I'm gonna call them for you. Okay. I guess I could like, I'm trying to just like free fall it right now. I'm dialing the number. But welcome to my like little channel that I'm making. As you can see, I have like a ton of stuffed animals. Yeah, I'm like really proud of them. I got this little guy at like the ice skating rink, because I found like, I was in the press box and I found like a whole bunch of stuffed animals that they had for the claw machine, and I was like really mad at my boss. So like, yeah, I'm done with him. But anyway, I found this little guy and he's my new best friend. Isn't he cute? He's a lot cuter than this phone call that's about to happen, like that's for sure. But yeah, okay. Here we go.
Welcome to the Illinois Link Help Desk. For English, press 1. Para español, marque 2 y entre 11. 89. Enter your 16-digit link card number.
Don't steal my card, guys.
If your card has been lost.
Listen to this.
Your snap balance is $0.43. You're scheduled to receive benefits on the 2nd of each month through July of 2025. To hear that again, press 1. If you're done, you can...
No same! What the Like, come on. Like, I literally don't get paid enough for this crap, because, like, I had to play phone tag with, I don't even know who at this point, but I played phone tag, and, like, she gave me an address to, like, go to talk about this that wasn't even on the internet. Like, I would have gone to the wrong if I didn't, like, play phone tag, and, like, literally, like, I don't know, like, being, like, poor is, like, literally just playing phone tag with people, like, for, like, $50, like, I don't know, my whole family has to go through it. And, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm disparaging in a way if I talk about, like, things like financial things and stuff, and, like, I really don't want to, but, like, the reality of it is that, like, I'm struggling, and, like, my family is not wealthy enough to, like, support me struggling. I mean, whatever. This isn't about... Okay, I'm gonna go back on topic about critiquing the Vanguard and Kasparian and all of that, but I guess, okay, let me get back to, like, ranting about Elon Musk. Anyway, so another thing, like, one of the things I really, really care about is, like, sustainability. Like, I've always, like, kind of been, like, a hippie at heart, and it really genuinely bothers me that sustainability is, like, so inaccessible. Like, if you wanted to try to compost, it's like, it's a whole thing. Like, you have to, like, I forget, my friend was telling me about, like, those little, like, this, like, this little, like, drop box system. Like, they give you a box, I forget what it's called, but I'll put, like, a little, like, link to the website, because if you can, like, afford it and you can, like, do this, like, you should totally do it. It's a super easy way for just, I don't know, just reduce your carbon footprint, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I don't know, like, I really, like, beggars can't be choosers, so I'm, like, you know, opening, like, a pack of M&Ms, and I'm like, this is plastic, like, this is just another, like, piece of crap that I am making crappier, and it makes me really upset. And so my cousins, they're, like, in their they're 50, and they have, like, a whole compost pile out in their backyard. But, like, they worked a really long time for them to, like, be able to have a house and, like, a backyard and, like, all that you're able to compost like that. And at one point, like, I was working at a museum, and they had, like, a compost system, so for a little bit I was, like, just, like, making a really small little bag and, like, doing little deposits in the compost bin, but I don't work there anymore. So yeah, now I can't compost, but I will add a link to whatever the thing is called. It's, like, a little, like, trash can that, like, you can kind of buy, and, I think they, like, do delivery pickup stuff, like, so, like, you, like, put your address in, and, like, the guy will come with his truck and take your compost, and I would really love to do that. I'm starting some new jobs, and I will not be as broke as I was for, like, the past, oh my god, since November. It's been really tough, and, like, I just feel totally powerless. Like, I feel like nothing I do is good enough, and it's really degrading. And Elon Musk, has enough money. I mean, like, I don't, like, don't quote me on this, like, I'm gonna try to cite my sources, but it is, like, I heard on, God, the majority report, like, TYT, like, I think we can all agree that he is a piece of and I think that, like, he is, like, okay, it said that, like, $6 billion could, like, cure American poverty, and this guy has 49, oh god, I have no idea, 49 million billion, whatever the hell he has. And it is, like, it's literally disgusting, and I want to genuinely, like, put him away for, like, literally raping the earth. Like, he spends money on making a Cybertruck when, like, he could like redesign the energy grid, and he could make EVs, like, more accessible. Like, people don't want them because, like, you can't drive long distance with one because, like, you don't know where the next EV charging is unless you're, like, really familiar with your route. And, like, I wouldn't, like, go farther than, like, 3 hours if, like, you don't know where you're going. Because, like, I mean, you're driving through America, like, there are just vast expanses of, like, highway with, like, nothing and nothing and nothing. I mean, especially if you're, like, in the Southwest. Like, I'm from Inland Empire, and, like, if you drive east, there is nothing from, like, Coachella Valley to Phoenix. Like, if you don't know where you're going, like, you don't want to do that in an EV. And you know why? It's because he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. And he would rather do his weird little vanity project, the Cybertruck thing. And I was just watching the Majority Report with Sam Cedar, and it was, like, a segment about, like, how in Canada, like, they're fudging the numbers with, like, some dealership in Toronto, and they were like, oh, we sold, like, 1,200 of these cars on January 11th. Like, how did you sell, like, 1,200 cars in, like, one day? That doesn't even make sense. Like, nobody does that. And, like, I mean, it's literally just, like, disgusting. And, like, then he blows up, like, he uses his, like, transgender child as, like, a scapegoat to, like, talk about, like, why he doesn't, like trans people. Like, even if you don't, like, agree with, like, all of that, like, how could you do that to your own child? Like, I feel like people who, like, don't, like, get transgender, like, ism and, like, the LGBT community and whatever, like, I feel like even, like, if you care about your kid, like, you would not just, like, exploit them like that. Like, he doesn't care at all, and it's, like, disgusting. And I am of the mind that socialism and capitalism can place checks and balances on each other, and it is probably, like, said to be that, like, oh, you want to, like, take Elon Musk's money that's, like, so communist of you, and, like, yeah, it is, and, like, redistribute his wealth, but it's like more, it's, like, I don't know, it's, like, people who make a lot of money, like, pay their, like, not as much as he did. Like, let's just say you're, like, you make $2 million a year, man. Like, you're, like, paying your taxes, and, like, that's not, like, compared to how much money these people have, that's, like, not shit, okay? So, like, I'm, like, all for, like, getting your bag and, like, working really hard for it, because that's, like, what I've done, like, my whole life. And I personally think that, like, socialism and capitalism, like, aren't enemies, but pretty much everybody disagrees with me, like, on, like, either one side of the issue or other. And, like, I don't understand, like, how people don't think that, because we already are doing it. And, like, if we were better at it, like, we would just live in a better community. Like, I feel like if we just acknowledge that, like, socialism and capitalism, like, aren't enemies necessarily, life would be different. So anyway, I am gonna, like, kind of read off of my notebook. Sorry, I'm Lauren Boberting right now. Okay, so I'm back from my Lauren Boebert break. So I'm, like, looking at my notes, and some of the stuff that I've, like, written down I kind of already said. A couple things about TYT that I'm kind of just, like, I'm iffy on. I've definitely agree that, like, they are kind of, like, picking, like, Dr. Phil and, like, Megyn Kelly to kind of, like, sort of, cozy up next to, and, like, oh, like, they're saying, like, oh, like, I'd have a beer with Charlie Kirk and, like, this and that. And I'm sure I could, like, find them saying that, which, I mean, I think is, like, bogus. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did say that, and, I mean, like, he sucks. Like, I miss when they would, like, talk about how weird his face is, because, like, they've definitely, like, burned him. And I will say that Anna calling the Vanguard Beavis and Butthead is, like, really funny. Like, come on, like, You guys are totally Beavis and Butthead. But anyway, let me see. Let me take a look at this. I think like the point of the Vanguard, they call themselves like independent media critics. They're like picking apart like, independent media, and they're giving what they think about it, and like that's kind of what I'm doing. I mean, you can't get any more independent and like bottom of the ladder than like pretty much me. So I like, here I am just like spewing it out. But I think like the point of like critiquing media is to make the world a better place, and I think that like some of their arguments on them are valid. And like, let me see, they just kind of uploaded a video. I forget what the guy's name is, but they were like, oh, like this guy's critiquing our critique on Anna Kasparian, and it's like some British guy. Let me see, I think I have his name like somewhere. But anyway, screw him. What does he know about American politics? Why is he critiquing American crap anyway? Like, it's none of his damn business. Like, I don't know. I really don't know too much about what's going on in like England, okay? Like, and if I was living in England or wherever, I don't know, like, I would probably be speaking on issues that are happening in England or wherever the hell I live, So I was like, oh, he beat me to it, but like, guess what? Like, you need a real American girl to tell you what's up right now. So I think like they have like, their intentions are in the right place, and I think like some of their critiques on them are valid, but I think that they are like, when they like make a video, they will like literally tag it like Anna Kasparian, #drama, like #drama, like, are you in middle school? Like, what the hell? Like, I think those guys are like only like, they're like not too much older than me, and like, I don't know, I think they're like, I don't know, I just think it's like, I think it's childish to like tag drama on like something that is supposed to be like political, and it's like, that's definitely just like getting your views up. Like, I mean it's human nature to like want to engage in this stuff, and I mean like I'm doing it like too, but yeah, I think the way that they're going about it is like getting kind of shady, and they're just like, they're really like taking clips of like Jank like freaking out. Like, he always freaks out, you know what I mean? Like, that's just him. Like, if you watch like, that's just him. And like, I don't know, and in terms of like Anna Kasparian, I definitely like think like she's kind of getting disconnected from like what her roots really are, because like, remember back in the day, like she was like super left, and like honestly, like I think that they are speaking their truth, and I think both of them are speaking their truths. Like, I mean, they have not moved at all on TYT has not moved at all on like their position with Gaza. Like, none of the hosts have. Like, they're very to the left on that, which like I'm like all for. Like, I think it's disgusting what they're doing, and I think like, if we're gonna, like, I would rather us just not fund any foreign wars, like, so we could like get our SNAP benefits and like make a better pathway to immigration, because there are so many people that work in the backs of kitchens that make your food, that work every single day for 6 to 12 hours, like, and like they don't take breaks, like, like they I mean, I've not taken, like, I've been plenty of places that make me work for like 12 hours, no break, but I mean, since they're not legal residents, like, they don't have, like, they can't speak up and be like, I'm being like abused at work, because then like they will get sent to Laos or whatever. Like, there was some like there was I forget where, I honestly forget if I heard it on TYT or the Majority Report at this point, but there was like a woman who was like involved in like packing cash for like a low level like marijuana thing, and she was Thai, but she got sent back to Laos even though she had like been here since she was 8 months old, and you know, that's definitely just bogus, you know? Like, that is bogus, you know? And it's like, if you like actually allocated money correctly, like people wouldn't feel the need to like do things like that and then like get themselves in more trouble. Like people think that like people who do that are just scum, and like you don't know what it's like to feel like, I mean, I'm so scared that like if something was to happen to my dad, like I don't know how we would like support ourselves, and like it scares the shit out of me like all the time. And like I am like trying my hardest to like assume the role of breadwinner, and it's like it's really emotionally taxing. And like you don't, like Elon Musk like will never ever understand how that feels. And that's kind of, I mean, like I have just like I don't know, I'm just over it. Like I'm working on a couple things, and I'm like really trying to get like, I'm trying to sustain myself. But I will find the time to write because I've been trying to like branch out and like see what's out there. I listen to a lot of like energy sustainability podcasts. Like, let me pull it up for you. Like, just to say, like, one of them is like Titans of Nuclear. I mean, like, it's super cool that Chicago is like half nuclear, and I think, I mean, we can do better. I mean, I think like all cities should be half nuclear. I mean, it is absolutely, like, if you've ever seen like a substation, I mean, just like think about how much like power is just in that like tiny little, like, I don't know, like maybe an acre of a substation, and that like provides power to like a whole sector of your city. I mean, like, we're using lights, we're using the internet, like it is absolutely insane, and we like need to make room for what's coming. Like, how are you going to be in 2065 and like have these antiquated, like these rolling blackouts and all this other stuff? And it's like, I feel bad every time I buy these like little like those little M&M things, like they're in like a little can, and I mean it's just plastic, and I like try to reuse them, but then I'm like, you know, it's hard to like actually like reduce like your carbon footprint when you don't like have a way to like get rid of like rotting food in your apartment. Like you can't just like can't leave that there. That's gross, you know? I mean, like if your hygiene isn't all there, then like the rest of your environment, like if your personal environment isn't all there, then like the rest of your environment like falls apart, you know? So anyway, I think when like TYT is like saying like, oh, like not all Trump supporters are like evil, like this and that, I think that they're being empathetic to the supporters and not to Trump. I think that they do not like him at all. I mean, they're very like pretty much like every broadcast on the main show, like their like tagline is like Trump plus like something terrible he's like doing right now. And I mean, like I don't know, I need to get better about like citing specific instances and like sources if I'm like really gonna do this, but that's kind of like what my like essay thing is gonna be about. I think he should be like literally indicted, arrested for like charged with crimes against humanity, because like he just takes and takes and takes, and he thinks it's a joke. He thinks like everybody's livelihood is a joke, and he's a joke, and it's literally disgusting. But let me see. And okay, another thing about TYT, I would say like they're pretty like for the most part, and like is very minimal. They're like pretty like pro LGBTQ and all that, and like they're pretty good about like having like women of color like on the show, and like they're great like contributors. Like I love Sharon and Yaz, like they're my favorite, honestly. And I used to really like, until like kind of lately, I used to really look up to Anna. Like I kind of found TYT when I was like in middle school, and then like they had like the brick background and like everything like that. And then when I kind of like became more politically aware when I was like 19 or 20, I looked them up again, and that's kind of how I started watching them. And then I started like branching out from there. But anyway, I think that they really need to have like more like LGBTQ contributors on there. Like another favorite that I had, like who left, Ravana. She's like a lawyer. She's based in Chicago, and like she's like a cis white lesbian, and like that's like probably one of the only like consistent like gay contributors that I know of that they have. They stand up for it a lot, and I just think, which is a good thing, but I just think that like they could really use like a voice. Like there's not, I mean, we're talking about like trans rights and this and that, and like there's like no trans contributors. There's like no even like cis gay contributors. And like I don't know. I just feel like they should, like, we're not like space aliens, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I just feel like if anything, like I would kind of like to like bridge the gap between like I don't know, just like connotations that people have about like gay women and like this and that, and like things that like I have been like told and like kind of like had to be like, oh, like that doesn't apply to everybody. It doesn't apply to me. Like, you know, like we all look different. Like we don't like, you know, we're like hiding, like I don't know, I kind of hide in plain sight, and like I don't really like belong like anywhere. So I don't know. I think that this could be a valid voice for that. Like I said, I get a notification every time another white girl likes another white girl. It's like an Amber Alert. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna see what else I've got in here. And I guess I also did want to say that like I especially like I don't know, I think I'm almost done with my early 20s, but in my early 20s, like I really like looked up to her because like we're kind of the same like racial group. Like we're like Mediterranean like white women, and we came from like working class families that like didn't really have a lot. And so I think I definitely looked up to her. I still do in some ways, but I think it would be really interesting if like her and Sharon got on like a power panel or something like that. Like I think it would be good for the world. I feel like they would have a great banter, and I mean, I feel like her Yaz and Sharon would be great together, but like she just doesn't play nice with the girls, which I get, you know what I mean? But like everybody's just really ripping her apart and like really taking her out of context when like I don't think she deserves it in that way. I think she kind of needs to like check herself a little bit, but like I don't think that like she deserves like this like, oh, she's awful, like this and that. Like I think she is speaking her truth. I think she's kind of like losing, and oh yeah, and then there's the poly market thing, which like I don't really like care about. Like a couple times like Cenk has addressed it, and he's like, yeah, I like gambling, like so they're my sponsor. And I guess another critique I have, I'm gonna like end this soon, but anyway, there was like, oh, what the hell, I have to like find the article or whatever, but like somebody gave him like a large amount of money, right? And on the show, they will always be like, oh, like, we don't have a lot of money, like, you have a lot of money. Like, you don't have as much money, but, like, they're definitely losing touch with their, like, newfound privilege. Like, they earned this level of, like, privilege and worked very hard for it. But I think they're, like, kind of losing, like, sight a little bit. Like, oh, like, we don't have money. Like, you have money. Like, shut up, you have money. Like, you have money, okay? Like, I think they're speaking on the behalf of people who don't have money, but you know what? We don't really need you to speak on our behalf. I'm here right now, speaking on my behalf, you know, like, you don't even want to know how much money, like, you don't even want to know what I did today for $50, like, not in a bad way, but, like, I've been walking from, like, the south side to the north side of Chicago to the west side to, like, everywhere just to pick up a $60 check and to go rant about my SNAP benefits and, like, get paid for, like, for whatever. But yeah, I think that's about it for this rant. It's longer than I thought. I hope this was, like, coherent and conducive and actually makes sense. And who knows, maybe I'll do, like, a makeup tutorial or something next time, or, like, stream me playing, like, a really gory, awful video game. I do a lot of stuff. I make art, I draw, I make clothes, I code and animate a little bit. And I'm going to write this essay, and I'm going to show, I swear to God, I am going to show the world that he should be charged with crimes against humanity. He is literally destroying the earth. He thinks it's a joke, and it's not a joke. Like, let alone, like, all this like talk of, like, oh, like, he's, like, funneling it this, and, like, oh, we're gonna like make a list of, like, all the fraud and corruption. Like, no, you're not. And then he just, like, said this, like, oh, reports don't matter, and then he was like, oh, we're gonna make a report about it. No, you're not. You're literally just gonna exploit your children. You don't care about, like, even, like, it's, like, I feel like I know Republicans that, like, if they had, like, a trans kid, they wouldn't, like, go out, like, and just publicly exploit them, like, to talk about how much they don't like trans people. Like, that's so small and, like, whatever. I mean, everybody's been already saying this, and I kind of want to say something that hasn't been said already. So I'm going to work on this essay, and it's going to be, like, my master thesis, because I am not going back to school. I'm thinking about taking a cybersecurity course. I think that would really honestly help, like, my essay, and, like, just, like, get into the nitty-gritty of, like, all the god-awful things that he does wrong, and, like, prove that he knows nothing. Like, I bet he doesn't even know HTML. Like, he's such a genius. Like, oh my god, he's such a genius. Then why don't you write the code for your own website? Like, go on NeoCities. Like, oh, like, whatever. Like, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know, like, anything about, like open source DIY, because, like, he's not a smart, like, he's not a computer genius or whatever the hell he thinks he is. And I am going to single-handedly prove, not single, you know, that's a little egotistical, but I am going to, more like personally, I'm going to rub it in your face, and I'm going to find a way for my essay to get leaked and read and make a valid point on why you should be arrested and your assets should be redistributed to make, like, at least, like, with the resources you have, like, please make electric vehicle, like, charging stations, like, get rid of the adapter. Like, you can't just make a Tesla thing. Whatever. You know what? Everybody's already said it before. I'm hungry, and I think it's time to say goodnight. This is my first ever video, so please like and subscribe if you see it. I'm under the moniker Microwave. This is the this is the account that I've had since, like, high school, and you can, like, look at all of my, like, abstract video work that I've also posted on this channel. You can look at, like, playlists of, like, songs I like and, like, cool videos that I found on YouTube. But anyway, I think it's time for me to go mess up some broccoli. I'm gonna send you the link to that video too, because it's really funny. There's this, like, kid who makes mukbangs, and he, like, doesn't have, like, any, like, he has, like, very little followers, and, like, he makes himself, like, he's, like, in high school, and he makes himself, like, a whole really hearty, healthy meal. He's got, like, chicken and mac and cheese and broccoli, and he's like, I'm messing up this broccoli. So I'm gonna go mess up some broccoli. Anyway, I hope you guys appreciated my little rant. I'll be making some more stuff pretty soon, but I guess I just wanted to sign off and I guess like, share, and subscribe. If you give a shit about me just ranting, yeah, share it.